What's going on, everybody? Only Mike here, and we are over at the Game Creator, and we got another quest tutorial for you. Today we're going to be continuing on with our RPG setup, and what we want to do today is create our function. We want to create our character select function. So this is going to be one of many functions, but we're only going to do this one for right now. So first what we want to do is we need to add a new script. Okay, so if you followed along from the last tutorial, okay, go ahead and open up your project, and we're going to go into our character select function. All right, and now we want to add a new script, and we want to scroll down to variables and set a variable or attribute. Double click that, and what we're going to do, we're going to make a menu here. So if you watched any of my other tutorials, you'll see it's the basic same setup to make a menu. So we're going to go character. And I know I make a lot of menus, but I like the menus. I do. We're going to call it character menu. And then we're going to change this drop down expression. And we're going to change it to a string list. And wait a second. I just thought of something. I wonder if we used object string list. And then let's add a new yeah, let's add a new script, and we're going to, this is just testing right now, okay, so you guys get to be part of this, and I'm just going to test one for right now and see how it works. We want to double click on the character menu, hold control and hit C to copy it, and then go back down to your add list and control V. And what do we want it to say? We want it to say text? I don't know, maybe expression? Let's try expression. Let's go mage, and then we're gonna, oh yeah, do double. Yeah, mage. Maybe, I don't know. Let's go here. Let's call a function. If this doesn't do anything, we're gonna get right back to it and do it the way I know how to do it. I was just thinking, if we can make an object list, why can't we just add the objects straight to that and then become those objects when we click them? You know, so select. Oops, sorry, almost misspelled that. Okay, there we go. Let's go check it out. Expression mage. Okay, so let's go back and see, it's not supposed to be an expression though, is it? I want it to be the object. System string type, quest element. Okay, so what if we erase these quotes? Try that. Alright. Now we're going to go and make menu, show menu, and options are going to be this, and it's going to say select character. Okay, I'm just going to hit no. See? Yep, that won't work like that. Okay, so we're going to change this to text, and it's going to say mage. And then we're going to copy this add to list, and we're going to paste it, copy it, and paste it 2 more times. And then we're going to add warrior here. And then we want to add ranger. Okay, so sorry about the mix-up with the object list. We're going to change this drop down to a string list. Okay, and then we want to add to our list our character menu. And then after that, we're going to show menu. And what menu are we going to show? It's going to be the character menu. So if you guys didn't see where I picked that, it's under output, show a menu, and you just want to double click that. And like I said before, we're going to control copy, and then you want to put that name in your objects list dictionary. Okay, so after we run that, what do we want to do? Well, we're going to print what we picked. Okay, so we're going to go expression, and we're going to go quotes. You chose, and then space quote, and then space plus plus, and then go in the middle of your pluses, and we're going to say result, and then go on the outside and hit quote period quote. Okay, now what that's going to do when you pick a character, it's going to say you chose warrior or ranger or mage or whoever you picked or whatever. Okay, so what we then want to do, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a little easier. So let's go set another variable or attribute. So go down to your variables. Let's set another variable or attribute. I don't have this one in my game, but I think it should work. So we're going to say car. So CHAR, okay, that's going to stand for character, is going to equal result. Okay, I'm not sure if I got the right syntax for this or not, but we are going to try, and then we're going to take out this result and say car. So basically it's going to pick any one that we pick, and it's going to say that instead of saying mage or this or that or whatever. You know, instead of us having to put that down, all we're going to have to say is car. So you'll see how that's going to come in handy in here in a second. So let's run it and let's check it out. You chose car, okay. It didn't set it, so let's try to put this result in quotes. Nope, shoot. I was hoping this would work. Oh, shoot. Let's see. So it's not printing it out. It's just saying plus and plus. Oh, it's because it's as a message. Okay, okay. We didn't change our print result to actual. Now we gotta erase all these stupid things because we don't need all that. Okay, so it should say as print it as an expression. You chose, and put you chose in quotes, and then plus car. Okay, this should work now. Let's try it. Ah, you chose mage. There we go. Let's try it again. Ranger. Ah, you chose ranger. Okay, sweet. Sweet. We just had the expression wrong. It was printing it out as a message, so it's going to do that every time. So yeah, just be sure you're aware of that. And then we're going to add a new script, and what we're going to say, we're going to call if statement, and we're going to say if car, or we'll call this one result, just for the heck of it. And we're going to say less than, greater than, and this is going to ask it, is it equal to null? So, is it or is it not? And then we're going to say on our add else, we're going to print string, print a message, and it's going to say you chose to cancel. Oh, cancel. How we spell that? Yeah, I think that's how we spell that. Okay, so after that, what we want to do, we want to find out which one he chose. Let's see, how can we use... I'd have to do it the same way. It's going to be result or car. Ah, shoot. That sucks. Yeah, because I'm going to have to... Then, what we want to do is call another if statement. And we're going to say if as an expression, we're going to say if car quote, oops, sorry, erase that, car equals quote mage. You know, I thought the setting the variable car would be make it easier, but it's really not. Honestly, I'm just doing the same thing. Instead of this, if you didn't want to set the variable, all you'd have to do is you chose, and then that would be result, and then you would take this here. Instead of saying car equals mage, you would say result equals mage, and so on and so forth. It would be the same thing. But anyways, we're going to copy this. So highlight it, hold Control C, copy it, and we're going to add an else if, and we're going to paste that there. And then we're going to highlight this mage and type in warrior. It's the warrior. And we're going to do the same thing down here, add another else if, Control V, and then we're going to highlight mage again and type in ranger. Now this is going to basically pull what we're picking. So if we pick mage, it's going to ask if it equals mage, then we're going to do something. And then if it equals this, then we're going to do something. Okay, and what are we going to do? Well, after each one, we want to ask a question, right? What question do we want to ask? I was going to say, if you want to make up your mind, you know, say, oh, I didn't mean to hit warrior, you know, so you could say, are you sure? And click yes or no. I don't know if I really want to add that in or not. I guess we could, huh? Yeah, let's add it in right quick. Alright, so if it equals mage, we're going to ask a question. So under your output, ask a question. And what are we asking? We're going to change the text to an expression, and we're going to type, are you sure you want to be a, and then space, and then we're going to go outside of the quote and then put a plus plus, and then we're going to type in that car variable that we set. And then on the end of car, we're going to do another quote, period, or actually not period, we're going to do question mark because it's a question we're asking. Because it's asking you, do you want to be the mage? And if you do, then what we want to do is ask another if, and we're going to say result equals true. Okay, so it asks a yes or no question. Yes obviously means true, and false, or no obviously means false. If you put in yes, it's not going to know what the heck you're talking about. It's going to be like, what? What is he talking about? Why? And so, yeah, we don't want to do that. So after we pick the true, we're actually gonna say else if, add an else if, and we're gonna say result equals false. Result equal false. Be sure it's capital. Okay, and now what we want to do, if it equals false, we're just going to recall this function here. So then we're going to go under scripts, okay, and then find call function, double click that, and then we're going to type in character select. There we go. So if it's false, it's going to rerun this script. Okay, so you'll get your chance to repick your character. Alright, now if it's true, what we want to do is that we want to change player object first. So go down to your objects, change, oops, wrong one, not create object. Go down to object and find change player object. Okay, and then what do we want to change it to? Well, of course, the mage, right? For this one. So we're going to hit mage. And then we're going to add a new function. And what do we want to do? We want to yeah, let's do that. Let's make us another room really quick, and we're going to call this character setup. Oops. Character setup. All right. Now, why do we want this room? Because once we change the player, okay, once we change him, he's going to be in a room with all these other characters, and he's going to say, you see Ranger, you see Warrior, you see blah, blah, blah. So we don't want that. It's going to say it first off, but then you'll be in a different room, and yeah, we could always do this. We could go move, and this is what you want to do. You want to move, change this move object to an expression. And what's our expression? We're going to say game.pov. And what are we moving it to? We're moving it to that room that we just made. Character setup. Okay. And then once we move it, what we can do from there, we can clear screen. Where's our clear screen at? There it is. Under output, it's like the 5th one down. 6th one down. Clear screen. Okay, so actually we're going to do that right after we we're going to do that right after we change to the mage. It's going to clear the screen, so you're not going to be able to see, you know, that you've seen these characters. And then we're going to be in character setup, and then we're going to set a variable. So add a new script, and we want to go to variables, set variable or attribute, and what are we setting? We're setting game.pov.hp. This is our health. And then what we're going to do over here is that we're going to quote and do a plus, and then game.pov.health. These are the variables that we made the other day. Okay, so if you guys didn't set all this up, I suggest you go back and watch, because yeah, you're going to need all this. And what we want to do here is space, quote, space, / another space, and then quote, and then we're going to do another plus, 2 more pluses, because this is where we set up our HP to show our minimum health and our maximum health. Okay, so it's going to say 10 out of 20, if you're the mage, and if you're the ranger, it's going to say 20 out of 30, and of course you can always change those values inside the characters themselves. So what are we equaling here? We're game.pov.maxHealth. And we're going to go outside of this plus sign here, and then quote. Oh, wait. We don't want no period. Just quote. Alright, there we go. So that's going to give us our, like I said, our health values. So we're going to see that on our status attributes when we select the character. So after we select the character, we're going to call a function. And what function is that? That's going to be naming character. Naming character. Okay, so then it's going to pull this function over here. No, we haven't set that up, and we're not setting that up today. We're just setting this one up. Alright, now that we got all this done, now all we need to do is take this, take this ask question, click on that, hit copy, and then we're going to come down under the warrior, and we're going to paste it there. Okay, and then where it says mage, we're going to change that to warrior. And this is why we set this up like this, because it makes these things so much easier for me personally. Okay, if you didn't change your player object first and you grabbed game.pov, it's going to read that you're the player. Okay, it's not going to read that you're the mage or the warrior or whatever. So be sure you do that first. And then we're going to come down, excuse me. Sorry about that. Alright, then we want to come down under the ranger, and we're going to paste that one. Ba-boom. And then we're going to change the mage again to ranger. And that's it, guys. That's our character selector. So now when we run the game, let's save it, of course. I hope you guys have been saving it. I'm bad at telling you guys to save stuff, so I'm sorry about that. Anyways, let's go to play. And you are in a room. What do we want to be? Ranger? Ah, you chose Ranger. Are you sure you want to be Ranger? Nah. Oh, okay. Now we get to select again. Mage. Are you sure you want to be a mage? No. Warrior. Oh, sure, that was the one I wanted. Okay. Boom. Now it takes us over into our other room, and this is where we would start our setup. And you see I cleared the screen, so it didn't say anything. If we take that off, watch, I'll just take it off the mage, and we'll choose the mage right quick. I'm going to cut it out. You guys don't have to do this, but I just want to show you. Okay, if we choose a mage and we say yes, now you see how it says you are in a characters. You can see a warrior and a ranger, and then it moves us. So we see all this junk that we don't want to see. So that's why we just leave that in there, and we'll leave that in there. And then when we run it again, we pick mage, and we go boom, and it says you're in a character setup. So once we're in that room, that's where we're going to be able to name our character, okay, and then we'll be able to choose our gender, because those are all actual options under our attributes. If we go to attribute, okay, we can go to, where's it at? Where are you at? There's gender, okay. Right now it's an it. We don't want us to be an it. Okay, and then we have POV alias. See how it says me? We're going to end up changing that, and that's going to be our name. Okay, and where is that going to change? It's going to change this, and then it's also going to change this gender. Alright, so that's what we're going to be setting up. Next time, guys, we'll be doing the naming the character. Let me see. Yeah, that's a short one. The naming the character and choosing the gender next time. And then in a later one, the one after that, we'll be assigning the points for our characters. So our strength, our everything else. So when we pick our character, sure, you see how we get all this over here. Here's our HP. We set that up just now. We're going to be able to have armor, strength, dexterity, intelligence. Well, I mean, we're not going to set up the armor. The armor is going to be clothing based. So, that'll be later on. But what we will be setting up is these guys. Okay, our strength, dex, and intelligence, to where you can choose how many points you want to put into what, and yada yada yada. So, until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please give a thumbs up if you liked it, share it, all that good jazz, and until next time, later.